Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Our next overview is going to be breaking down what we call PIPS. PIPS is a point in percentage, but to keep it simple, it's just stating how far something moved. That's all it's asking. Did it move 3 times? Did it move 30 times? Did it move 20 times, right? So when you go to your MetaTrader 4 app, you're going to see this screen. This screen has 2 different versions. It has a simple and advanced. Now, the reason for this is to show you how to count your pips. So notice that at the top, that some of the numbers are bigger than others. The 80 is big, 70.7180. And notice that the number is changing. That's because we're trading the foreign exchange market and these rates fluctuate every single second. So 71.79. 79 is the area of what we call a pip. 81 on the right side is a pip, but I'm not going to go too far into that, guys, because I'll go ahead and count the pips when I send out the signals. But what you do need to understand is that when those signals are sent, how much you are risking. So when the signal is sent, it'll tell you 20, it'll either say 20 or 30. Excuse me, it'll say 3 numbers. The stop loss means how much money I am willing to lose in order to make a profit, all right? So am I losing 20 pips? 25 or 30. All right. Now for my advanced traders, they know how to modify that to their own preference. But I usually set these trades between, usually you'll see 20 pips. If the markets are more volatile, I'll switch it up to 30 pips. Okay. So what does that mean? So let's come here. Let's pretend that you have $100 balance and you want to invest 10 cents. Now, what I do advise, like I shared in the last video, is as a new person, you want to keep your lot size at 0.01. That'll keep you around between $2 to $5 profit per trade. You put 10 cents in, you'll make between $2 to $5 per trade. Now, for those of you who want to make more money, you need to add more capital to your account, but I'll explain that in the next video. So again, let's go back to pips. Pips means how far something has moved. I'm going to use this screenshot to teach this. So AUD USD at the top left-hand corner, that's the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. 80, the difference between the 2 big numbers at the top right. 80 on the left is 71.80 and then 71.82. What is the difference between the number 80 and 82? It is 2, okay? But we call it pips, 2 pips, all right? If you notice on the next one right below that, it says 1.0711, and the next one next to it says 711, so it's the same, okay? But that is more important when it comes to the signal, okay? So if you are investing 10 cents on a trade, ladies and gentlemen, okay, you put a 0.01 lot size in your MetaTrader 4 app, which means you're investing 10 cents USD. If that 10 cents if that 10 cents goes 20 pips, it's going to equal $2. Okay. Now, if it goes 20 pips into the stop loss, all right, that means you're risking $2. Now, so what does that mean? When I send a signal out, ladies and gentlemen, and all you've invested was 10 cents, all you have to do is say, okay, well, I only put 10 cents in the market and the stop loss is 20 pips. The formula is your investment times the pips equals the loss. Okay, so I'm gonna write that out. Your lot size, which is your investment, multiplied by the number of pips equals your loss. Okay. So the rule of thumb is this, ladies and gentlemen. You need to invest 10 cents. Well, this is the rule of thumb that I created for you guys to minimize your risk when you're taking these signals. You can modify this at your own preference as you begin to scale. Maybe you already advanced and just taking a look at this video, but you have to set your own risk tolerance. I'm just here to show you how to protect your capital long term. So the rule of thumb I would suggest is only invest 10 cents Let's write this out. I would recommend invest 10 cents, which is a 0.01 lot, for every 300 in your balance. Somebody that may not seem like a lot of money to you, but when you're copying and pasting and securing those profits, guys, is very, very simple. All right. So what does that mean? If I put $500 in my trading account, I'm only investing 10 to 20 cents per trade. Okay. So when I go over here, if I have a $500 balance and I go press a trade. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. If I have a $500 balance, I'm only putting in a 0.01 lot, no more than 2, because you're squeezing it around. You know, it would be 15 cents, but we don't have 5 cents. We don't have 5 cent increments. We only have 10-cent increments. So no more than 20 cents. All right. Because remember, if I put 20 cents in, now my risk changes. If I put 20 cents in, the formula, remember, this is the formula. 20 cents times the number of pips, and it's always going to tell you the number of pips for your stop loss. So that one says 20 pips. Let's see if I can find another one. This was a medium risk. All right, this is 30 pips. So that means if I put 20 cents, let me just write it this way. 20 cents times 30 pips, or just 30, equals what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what you have to know before you place these trades. I usually tell people you have to know what you're willing to lose before you enter the market. So by the way, 20 cents times 30 equals $6. So if this trade goes into a loss, you have now lost $6. Okay. If you would have left it at 10 cents, you would have lost $3. Okay. And so it's the same formula, guys. It doesn't matter. Like I said, invest 10 cents for every 300 that you have. So if you put $1,000 in your account, the reason I chose this formula is because it keeps your risk down below 1% of your entire balance. So what that means, if somebody puts $1,000 in their trading account and then a signal comes out, and let's just pretend it's this signal, and my stop loss means I'm willing to lose X times 30 pips. So I know the pips is 30 pips, right? Times what are you going to put in? Well, I'm going to have $1,000. So that, how many times does 300 go into 1,000? 3 times, 369. So 10 cents for every 100, 300 family, 10 cents for every 300. How many 300s are in 1,000? 3. So that means I'm investing in more than 30 cents. All right. So 30 pips times 30 cents, guys, should give you, if I'm not mistaken, $9. All right. So now I've only lost $9, a $9 loss. This is why people jeopardize their capital, because they don't ask themselves this question, or they just don't know the knowledge. So just to bring it back down, you want to invest. This is what I recommend to keep your losses below 1% of your entire balance. What is 1% of 1,000? 1% of 1,000 is $10, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That is why I chose 10 cents for every 300. So whenever time you have a loss, the loss is less than 1% of your entire account balance. Okay. And guess what? On that trade, you only lost $9. So you lost like 0.09%. Okay. So let's pretend somebody wants to modify this. They don't want to do 10 cents for every 100, for every 300. Maybe this person wants to invest $1. Well, now this no longer is 30 cents. This changes to $1, which is a $1 USD. So if the stop loss is 30 pips, okay, and I put $1 in the market, now I've taken my risk from $9 to $30. Do you see how knowing why? Now, this is why the lot sizes were so important. This is why I taught the lot sizes, because you thought you were investing. What is the lot size for $1? $1 USD lot size is, and you guys will have to watch this video multiple times to make it make sense, okay? So what is a dollar lot size? It's 0.10, okay? So when you come to this app and you don't want to invest 30 cents anymore, and you say, well, now I want to invest $1, you need to make sure you know that that's $1, ladies and gentlemen, not 10 cents. So if this trade goes into a loss, you now lost $30 versus $9. All right. 1,000 times 1% equals $10. My goal is to protect my capital. All right. And I just share the same formula with you. Remember, you can change this. You don't even have to adhere to this. I'm just letting you know how professionals do it. They protect their capital long term and they just compound the money that they make. All right. So even if you have a $10,000 account, 1% of $10,000 is $100. Okay. So let's check this to $10,000 account. If somebody has $10,000 in their trading account and they want to lose no more than $100 per trade or per day, whatever their preference is, and I send out a trade for a 30 pip stop loss, what lot size can they trade? What can I invest? Well, I have a $10,000 account. So now I have to decide, what am I willing to lose? Well, it's $100. So let's do this. 100 divided by that 30 pips. All right. I'm willing to lose $100 at the most. And then I'm going to, the stop loss that B. Burrell sent out was either 20 or 30. So this is how much I can invest on that trade, $3. All right. So this is the formula. Okay. I'm going to invest $3 right here. We're going to put here, I sent out a 30 pip stop loss. Let's put a stop loss. 30 pip stop loss. I'm going to invest $3 per trade this time. 30 times 3 is $90. So on a $10,000 account, I now lost my $90. That's only less than 1%. Okay, that's what you have to know. And it's the same way when you're looking for targets. Okay, when it says TP 10 pips 20 30, guys, this is your profit goal. So when you invest $1, you times 10, you're looking to make a $10 profit. All right, if you invest $1 times 20, you're looking to make a $20 profit, $30 profit, etc. Now I do something called swing day. It's also known as intraday trading because I like to go for longer positions. Okay, so let me give you guys an example. So this one, okay, that says 30 pips. Let's look for AUD. So notice at the very bottom, I says we are now up 55 pips. Okay, so this is 1.00. So I invested $10. Remember, that's the lot size on the screen. So $10 times 55 is that particular trade is now up $550. So I went past the first two targets. All right. Let's go to the beginning. The first target smashed. So somebody, it may either, whatever they invested times 10 pips is their return on the investment. Okay. Then it hit 20 pips and then it hit 30 pips and then it hit 55 pips. And so that's what we call swing trading or intraday trading, where the trade will continue to go past 30 pips and we like to catch those. Okay. But as a beginner, you want to set or just get you a quick target, 20, 30 pips and call it a day. Okay. But I hope this makes sense, guys. Remember, you need to know what you are willing to lose. When I send out a trade, it's going to tell you either 20 or 30 pips, stop loss. Okay. Pips is basically how far the market moves from top to bottom. Okay. I'll give you one more example here. Let's see. All right. So on the very, very right side of the screen, far right side of the screen, those numbers on the right side of the screen lets me know how far the market has moved. So from 92.50. All right. So from 92.50 all the way up to 93 even would be 50 pips. All right. 92.50, excuse me, from 92.50 to 93 even is 50. We make money off of smaller decimal points. So 50 moves in the market. So if you put $1 in, you make 50. If you put 10 cents in, you make $5. If you put 1,000 in, you made 50,000. All right. So 1,000 times 50 moves in the market is $50,000. All right. And yes, this is what the banks do, and this is what institutional traders do. What you guys are participating in is called retail traders. Okay. So we make up less than 3% of the market, but I wanted you guys to see that. So my lot size, this is the formula. Whatever I invest times those number of pips is either my loss or my profit. Okay. I recommend put 10 cents per $300 of your balance. That way your losses are always less than 1%. Okay. And I hope that makes sense, guys. Again, if you have any questions, you can join us on Monday nights for any trading questions, and or you can reach out to any different academies or YouTube channels that will break down pips. But this is pretty much what you need to know it for, okay? Because I'm already counting the pips when I send the signals out. You just need to know how to convert those pips into your losses and your gains. All right. You guys be blessed. I hope this makes sense. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.